always say there's like, you can get a month's worth of work done in a week and a week's worth of work done in a day when we're under the gun like this. And it's just it's an exciting time to see everybody come together, really. You know, the university athletics pulls together, all the F&B, athletics, all the trade contractors. So that's what's exciting about it. You just, you know, there's no option, right? There's no plan B. You're playing football. So
was that deadline? Was that you guys? I mean, did you feel like you had to get, like, there were certain segments of, I guess, this process you wanted to get done before the football season started? Was
Absolutely.
that kind of the plan?
Yeah, absolutely. We planned it out very well in advance to make sure we had some of the main structure erected first, and then we get the cranes out of the way and open that plaza up for fans and make it safe and make it you know, accessible. And then we'll come in between games. We have a lot of work to do in between games, but we wanted to have a good part of the new structure up before the first game. That was our goal when we set up our initial plan. So we're on track with that and looking good there.
What will continue to happen during bye weeks or during road games or in between games? What's kind of the what's still to be done? Sure.
Well, we'll have some of the floor areas you see there are actually in place. So we'll have trades and workers up on those floors. We'll be doing, you know, mechanical, electrical, rough ends, and concrete, and pretty much all the work that we would be doing if the team wasn't here. We'll just be consolidating it into those off weeks. And then come Thursday, you know, if it's a Saturday game, we'll just wrap up and use Friday as that walk through, get everybody on the same page in terms of what's available, signage, you know, safety, accessibility. So we use that day before the game to make sure we're all on the same page with athletics.
So what is the completion date? By next August, does that account for the possibility of, we live in Florida and there's always maybe some storms that might be coming through? Does that account for potential delays as well?
Yeah, sure. We've been working in Florida for 50 plus years, you know, so we understand, you know, but yet even that, there's, you know, unexpected things. So we have to have contingency plans and you know, and be safe. You know, even a day like today, we're actually shutting down some of the work right now just because of the incoming storm. So we prepare for that, and the trades are aware of that. Yeah, and depending on the severity, it does tighten our window, but we know that the end date doesn't move, so we've got to make it happen.
How long before you've got the steel structure up, obviously, but when do you think you'll get, like, walls and things like that up and maybe ceiling, you know, that you guys can maybe start, you know, working without the weather being kind of an impact as well?
Yeah, so right now we're doing the two wings on the north and the south. After the season's over, we'll work on the middle part behind the existing, and that's when you'll see a lot of ramp up in terms of numbers of workers, activities like the walls, things like that will happen after the season. This work during the season will be the prep for that big push.
When you start in the middle part of it, the existing tower, Roth Tower, stuff, is that the plan to demolish it fully, or is it the plan to just renovate, you know, like gut it and then go through and kind of rebuild the structure?
It'll basically be pretty much stripped down to just the basic superstructure. So all the finishes, everything will come out, and you'll have that main skeleton, if you will, that'll stay, and then we'll attach onto that, and then on the back side we'll increase the volume of it as well. So you'll have the front side to the field will be similar to what you see out there today, but as you get away from the field, the increase of height will be dramatic. It'll be that dramatic space that everybody's looking for when they come to the club level.
You obviously have the deadline set, so when have there been periods we've had to accelerate, or when have there been periods we've been ahead of schedule? Like, what's been kind of the workflow through the course of the project?
It ebbs and flows in the summer, right? Because we get the rains in the afternoon, so we'll get a lot done, you know, and then, you know, 2, 3 o'clock, the rain comes through, let that pass, and then sometimes we'll be back to work and work those 10, 12-hour days, you know, whatever it takes. It ebbs and flows. There's no set schedule, because you just have to be flexible with the weather, with, you know, the trades, with materials, and but we've been very fortunate. We've had a very good, you know, very productive summer, and so we're well positioned for the season.
Every stadium is unique, but is there any similar structure that you've worked on that is similar to a stadium tower expansion?
We've done a number. Probably the one closest here in Central Florida is at Daytona, at the Speedway there. We did a similar where we had to build before in between race seasons and then tear down from one race to the next. So very similar. University of Michigan did a very similar. Rose Bowl, very similar, sweet expansion too.
I'm a UCF grad, so I'm here every day. This is my home for the next really year until we turn over here in August. So.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Marcus Saddles. I currently serve as our Senior Executive Associate AD for Capital Projects, Events and Operations. Been back at UCF for just over a year now. Say back at UCF because I actually was here as an assistant director early in my career from 2009 to 2012. So it's kind of full circle back and you know, just kind of taking everything I've learned along the way and managing all of our facilities, capital projects, and overseeing our event management team as well.
Well, Marcus, what does this mean for you guys, you both UCF guys,
Sure.
to be a part of this project, which is a huge step for this, you know, for the athletic department to have this project go through?
You want to take it first? You're the alum.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, no. I mean, it's special, right? I mean, every project is unique and special, but really being home here, right? Like, this is where I met my wife. We live in Castleberry, not too far down the road. So this one's unique, and it'll be a special one I'll remember for a while.
So UCF must be like the place of love or something like that, because this is where I met my wife as well. My wife has a couple of degrees from UCF. I learned to love the Knights when I was here in my first journey, and it brought us back to Orlando. And it's like I said, it's kind of been a full circle moment for me, personally. I think professionally, just a place that you love and has given you so much, along me personally in my journey. And so to be able to be part of this and this kind of monumental change, this is one of the bigger projects we've had, in our athletic department's history. So really excited to be part of that and to work with good people.
Marcus, just expand on that, because you've been here a long time.
Yeah.
You've been here multiple times now. Just, this stadium is really not that old, but
Yeah.
to have such a major project, I think the cabana was added at some point,
Yep.
but this is a huge deal to have this, and it's a huge transformation because, we'll talk about the money stuff in a second, but getting the TDT money
Yeah.
was colossal for UCF. So how exciting is it to you personally just to kind of spearhead this project for UCF?
Sure. So, I think the first thing is just thanks to all the people that played a part in this. Like, we're deeply appreciative, here at UCF and throughout the athletics department. You mentioned the TDT piece. It was a collaborative effort for all of us. And it was just an opportunity for us to partner with local officials, whether that be county officials, city officials, and put this kind of performa together that ultimately, resulted in the idea of this new tower. And so for me, to be able to kind of spearhead it and take a leadership role in it, it's exciting. It's an opportunity for me to, obviously, in my personal career development, but again, kind of going back to what we were just sharing, is just the opportunity to give back to a place that you love. And I would also be remiss if I didn't mention just the impact on our student athletes, the impact on our coaches, the impact on just our day-to-day operation. I think is huge. And then of course our fans, the bounce house will be rocking, and really excited for this project to get completed in 2026, and for just another element to this stadium's evolution.
How much of a challenge has it been for you guys to do this project, but also you have to host football games?
Yeah.
It's not like this is going to be, not used for the next year or so, but how much of a challenge has that been for you guys?
So challenge-wise, it's something we deal on every sports renovation, right? Owners, they're going to continue to have their games, continue to have their events. I don't know if Len mentioned it earlier, but we've been working on this project for over 2 years. We won this back in 2023, and really working with the design team, working with Marcus Athletics to make sure we have that plan ready. And we've been working on that plan for over a year. Now we're starting to put it into place. If you guys have been over there, and you'll see next Thursday, really all those game day fence lines, and really how we condense our construction and let the fan experience continue.
On our end, it's been seamless. It hasn't been a challenge at all. I think the coordination and the communication, we have great partners in Barton, Malow. They do a tremendous job. Zach's he's a part of our unit. We feel like we're a part of his unit, and we really kind of adopted this one team mentality. And it's limited interruption. Certainly there's been operational flow changes that we've all navigated throughout the fall, winter, spring and summer. But for us, we're fortunate to have really good partners, and we've got a plan in place to set up for game day. Throughout the week, we're gonna kind of tear down that set, and it'll be a construction site through the week, and then we'll go back to our game day. And so we're excited to host 7 hopefully more, really exciting football games here at the Bounce House.
So Marcus, from a game day setup,
Yeah.
there's no major changes that fans need to be aware of other than staying out of construction zones, right? Like night walk will continue, that the IOA Plaza will remain intact. Everyone's gate is the same, is that correct?
Absolutely, that is correct. So still 18 gates, night walk will remain the same. We're still gonna, program IOA Plaza pregame. We'll still have some concerts in there, and really, liven this place up, pregame, and so, we were focused on minimal disruption to our fans, and excited to be able to execute that plan, next Thursday. And so yeah, to answer your question, no, we don't anticipate any major changes or challenges.
You guys have what, 5 days before the next game?
Yeah.
What's involved in that next 5 days? Is it just wrapping up some things, getting ready for the game, or is it still construction right up to Wednesday and then you guys go from there?
Construction wise, we'll really wrap up Monday. With it being the first game, being a Thursday, it's a little unique, so really giving us as much runway as we can to that first game. So first game Monday, construction will really wrap up. Tuesday will be moving fence, cleaning up. By Wednesday we'll be pretty much set, final touches. Thursday fans are here. Going through the season, Saturday games will work really up to Thursday. Friday will be a cleanup day, and then Saturday then game, and we'll set up again for the next week.
So Monday then or Sunday will you be back on site?
On site for Saturday game, we'll be moving fence Sunday. Monday we'll be back on site.
So were you involved in the design phase at all?
So we were. So I mentioned we were brought in 2 years ago. Worked with AECOM, the design team, and really the one mantra Terry gave us when this started was the tower has to stay open. So working with the design team, how do we do that construction wise, right? And working with them to make sure the building's designed to be able to accommodate that. So yeah, it was a fun year and a half, 2 years when they announced Roth Tower, and then really seeing it going into place now is really fun.
And it's all about nuts and bolts right now, but
Yeah.
just from a design element, what feature of the new tower maybe are you most excited about? Just to see it finally come to fruition, maybe this time next year.
Sure. So I think, for me, just having more space, right? So just more space. It's going to be twice as big, and really excited about just expanding the tower, inviting more people into the space. But the Sky Suites feature here at UCF, we've always been really innovative and kind of just forward facing. I look at our field cabanas right now, and we were the first, some of the first universities to have the field suites and the field cabanas. Now everybody's doing them around the country, and we've got these Sky Suites, these Sky Cribs that we call them, that on levels 4 and 5, and really excited to invite some kind of indoor-outdoor premium space to our tower over there. And then, I just think the last thing is the expansive club. It'll be an opportunity for us to be able to host end-of-the-year banquets for all of our student athletes, all of our teams. We'll be able to host meetings, media events, all kinds of stuff in that space, and it'll really be a space that we can use 365 days out of the year, which for us is exciting. It's just a new opportunity for us to invite people to our campus, invite people to our stadium, and have some functionality other than just the 7 or 8 football games during the fall.
And a new press box.
And a new press box. And a new press box. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So all of you guys will have a new space.
I'm not sure how much you hear about the sales portion of it, but I've heard things have gone well. Have you heard anything about, talking about the Sky Suites and the new suites? I know some of that's been going on the last month or so. How's that going?
It's going really well, and I know that those guys are working hard. Our Charge On Fund, they're having conversations, and folks are picking their suites, and they're asking us for views and everything. But that process has gone well. I believe we're close to sold out if we're not completely sold out already. So I know our team, led by our AD, is doing a tremendous job there. So yeah, it's going well.
Terry's talked about the possibility of even hosting concerts, musical concerts here and that. Is that, with all this, that would make this more of a reality to be able to have that kind of?
Certainly, it offers us the opportunity to just have a little bit more of an attractive venue here, and in East Orlando, and kind of carve out our niche with a 45,000 seat football stadium, and again, it offers us that opportunity to program outside of just football game day. So everything's on the table. Concerts, it could be community events, any opportunities that we have to invite people here to our facilities. We're definitely going to explore them, and I think having this space will really enhance that, and just things inside the tower. Just maybe not on the field, but we're able to host events inside the tower now with a little bit more square footage.
Not necessarily about this tower, but do you know much about the new field install that happened over the off season? Is that something? Can you tell us a little bit more about that and what went into that and how much that was needed after, you know, how many years since 2007?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So since 2007, we had the original field installed, and that field, you know, credit to the grounds and sports turf team for all those years. We just replaced it. We partnered with Carolina Green. And they did a great job for us installing some tough Bermuda grass for us. And my team right now, we're working hard to get it in tip-top shape for next Thursday. Excited about that. Just the continued investment in our program and our football program. You know, obviously transitioning to the Big 12. We're going to have a Big 12 field and Big 12 facilities, and that's exciting to just show our student athletes that we're going to continue to invest. You all know everything that's happened across the country when it comes to, you know, revenue sharing and NIL, and everyone's saying, you know, we're not going to invest much in facilities. Well, Terry is 100%, you know, against that. We're going to continue. We're going to double down, as he says, on facility enhancements and facility investments, and it's always going to start with our student athletes first. And so, having a safe, playable surface, we're excited about that. Excited to debut that next week. But we've got two on the elevator tower here on the south, two on the north. And yeah, so we'll be able to get coaches in up
So
and
double,
down.
so double what you have now. Or no,
We've got three right now.
Okay,
We've got
three.
now.
Okay, yeah, the service elevator,
yeah.
yeah.
Plus the service elevator, yep.
But with them split, it'll really help flow.
Yep.
Help fan flow going up, help them be able to, if they need to shut that side down for coaches or whoever, right, they can keep the, yeah, instead of one lobby, one area, so.
Yeah, it's you know, really unique. We'll have two kind of outdoor lobbies, excited about that, and just embracing where we are in Orlando. We have the opportunity to be outside a little bit more in late November, and so yeah, it'll be.
Yeah, one thing just came to mind I wanted to ask about. When you went into, from a UCF or I don't know, Barton Malow Design Center, were there any peer schools you looked at that went through a recent project? And he talked about Daytona was a recent project, but do you look at other colleges and look at how they maybe constructed suites, or was there any schools that you looked at or maybe toured when you came up with this design?
That predates me, but
yeah, there was. I'm trying to remember exactly who we looked at, but it was really looking at Big 12 peers, right?
Okay.
Because that was when design started for this. It was right when UCF made that step in.
Yep.
So I was looking at Big 12 peers, local peers here in Florida, whether it's FSU, Florida, and really bringing it up to that standard.
Okay.
Let's bring it up to, what is that, Power 4 now?
Yeah, Power 4.
Power 5, that Power 4 standard. So,
elevator. What about the existing?
the existing that goes away. So that
okay.
That stays for this year, and then that goes away. So yeah, the elevators will be on the ends now.
And it'll extend back probably what, a good 15, 20 feet, like Phil?
Yeah, if we don't get to do the tour, but if you guys walk around or if you're here on game day, there's 4 columns out on the west side where the elevators are now. Those elevators will come down and then we'll build the new club space out to the west. If you've seen the renderings of the inside, it's that big kind of double height space where he talks about hosting events and receptions and really be that premium ad there in the club.
So basically, the current tower will be gutted. I mean, after the season,
gutted,
other than the support structures,
correct,
the beams.
yeah.
Okay,
Going all the way down to the beams and starting over.
Yeah.
How many? Is there like additional figure? How much attendance-wise? I mean, you get more people
in there.
Yeah.
You've got a number on percentage-wise. What is it? Is it
256% increase in square footage, 42% more club seats.
Okay.
So that's the big.
And the luxury suites are all going to be 38% larger than.
Because suites can hold more different number of people. You don't have like an exact figure like how much more additional seating. I'm just curious if it's going to bump up the seating
capacity for the stadium. In theory, yeah. I mean,
It will, it will. I mean, maybe in the hundreds of thousands, nothing. You're not going to see a crazy spike, but yeah, it definitely will.
Because 45,000.
45, just under.
Yeah. So
Okay. Yep.